Well, it's actually on the other side of this, so we're just going to switch to the right. There we go. So now you can see it's made those on the construction thing, but we're going to move these. Oh, I forgot to right click to get out of there, go top level. We're going to move all of these over to match up with that. We're going to hold shift. Actually, you know what, now that I think of it, let's apply some of those materials to those so that we don't have to make them later and apply them individually. So we're going to do material, standard, architectural. Double click on that. Diffuse color. I think if we get, let's see here, if we go to assignments, where's that picture? Here we go. So you can see that's kind of a really dark brown, maybe borderline black. That's pretty reflective. So what we can do is we can go and grab a brown with a lot of saturation and turn the value down. You can see that's probably pretty close. So what we're going to do is we're going to select all of those, right click, assign material to selection. And let's see here. Stick. Let's see if this works. Oh, there we go. That's what it was. So it's not gonna look correct unless you turn up the shininess on it, just because it's trying to simulate the light hitting it. So now that we've got those taken care of, we're gonna make another materials, standard, architectural. Click on that, and then we're gonna do the yellow tips. Turn the value up on those. Hit OK. So now we're going to do the same thing that we did to move the faces. I'm just going to hit Z to zoom in on that. Right click, polygon, and select this top one. And do assign material to selection. And we're just going to do the same thing for all of these. Select, selection. And I'm sure there's some way that you can select these faces without having to. Hey, stop that. Select that face. Selection. I'm sure there's a faster way to do that. I just don't know. But 3ds Max is actually not my native program. I use a program called Rhino. But anyway, so we're going to select all these guys. Right click top level, select all of them, hold shift. We're just going to drag those over to the left. Copies. So you can see we have all of our vertical members already taken care of. So next step is we're going to do these little guys that are our cross runners. So let's go into create, box. And I'm going to be as precise as I think I can be about this. I'm going to teach you guys about snaps in a minute. So go to modify, width. Hey, wake up. 2 inches by 2 inches. So you can see that that is not playing nicely with Z direction. So what I'm going to do, I'm sure you can in the modified palette you can go in here and change the height, but that scales it from the center. The easiest way for me to do it is always to right click, convert to editable poly. Oh no, I didn't do that. Just clicked the wrong one. Convert to editable poly. And then we're going to go into polygon, grab this face. Oh, you know what I did? For some reason, I got my default on dividing these a lot. So if I go into edged faces, you can see that's heavily divided. Top level. I'm just gonna have to Control Z until that's a box again. There we go. So it's a box. Select the width. Right click to convert to editable poly. There we go. So now I can right click, do polygon, select that outer edge. This view, I can grab that x-axis and pull it in. So it looks like it goes to about right there. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to right click on my snaps toggle up here. It's the little 3 with the magnet. And I always turn off grid points and turn on vertex. Vertex is the only one I really use. So what snaps are is it just makes it easier to line stuff up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and go top level, Z to zoom, Alt W to maximize that. Oh, I forgot to turn on my snaps. So just turn those on. You can see that there's a little dot whenever I select it. That little yellow X, I don't know if you guys can see that. What I'm going to do is, since I want these to line up nice, you can see that just snaps to that vertex. So what I can do is do Alt W, go back into my my front view here, or the right, I guess technically, and you can see that those edges are now lined up, which is just very convenient for us. So then I can grab this and scoot it over. You see everything lines up and plays nice. So now we're going to do the same thing. Open the materials, grab the dark material, do assign material selection, and then we can right click, do polygon, select that back, or that kind of face that we're going to put the yellow on. Rotate around. Let me maximize that. Select this back face, do assign material selection, and then we can do top level and we're out of there. Okay, so let's do Alt W. So this is the point in the video where I'm going to get a little lazy. I'm going to stop snapping stuff because I showed you guys how to do it. But I mean, you can see that's pretty close. A little bit out here. Okay, so let's grab both of these. So I'm just holding Shift while dragging, and that's going to give me both of them. I'm going to hold Shift again to copy. I'm going to try to take it up there. Copy those. Let's center those. And then let's go into our modify. So the only downside of switching things to an editable poly is that now that you can move those faces around, which is really nice, you can't use the nice clean box deform tools anymore. So the trade-off is that you can use the editable poly to color all of the ends now, or you can use it later. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go in here on polygons. So I'm just going to scooch this down. It looks like those are a little thinner than the other ones are. Scooch that out. And then we're going to go around to the other side. And scooch that out. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Actually, let's see if that... Okay, we do need to move that back edge. And it might actually help you if you move your construction planes out a little bit. Oh, that was on that side. So we need to move this guy back a little bit. If you're looking at my looking at that view right above this, I was just moving that back. You know what? Why don't we do that now? So I'm just going to right click, do unfreeze all. This plane here. Oh, I forgot to get out of the. So we're going to go top level and select that back plane and scooch him way out. So you can see in the viewport nothing changes because we're looking at it from this way. But it gives us a lot more space to just rotate around. Okay, so now I'm going to select both of these again. Do right click, free selection, right click, free selection. Okay, we're going to zoom on that. So now, see that we're starting to kind of get everything together. I'm actually going to delete this guy, and I'm going to copy move that arm. So there's copy. Okie dokie. So now we're going to tackle these guys, which are your kind of the cross bracers that support the back and the seat there. So we are going to go box to something. Well, it didn't work like I wanted it to. So we are now going to, I'm going to change the size of it first. Let's go modify. Width is 2 inches. Height is, so we're going to change the length to 2 inches. I'm going to try to center that as best as I can, and then we're going to get the height up. I'm going to move that down. So if you see my 3D, we just made that, moved it in. So now the nice thing is that we can just copy move this guy. Actually, before we copy it, let's color it again, so we don't have to color each one.